Dubai Tennis Championships. Alexandra Eala roared on to victory by fervent Filipino crowd. World number 47 overpowers Jasmine Paolini to set up last 16 clash against Romanian veteran Sorana Cersti. Filipino sensation Alexandra Eala powered past Jasmine Paolini on Tuesday, overpowering the world number 8 to advance to the last 16 of the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. Roared on by a fervent crowd, Eala toppled the Italian with ease to take the first set 6-1 before clinching the tiebreak and the match 7-6 in the second. Eala, the highest-ranked Filipino player in history at number 47, will now face Romanian veteran Sorana Cersti for a place in the quarterfinals. With her right thigh heavily bandaged, Eala showed little early signs of discomfort, except perhaps for an unflinching poker face as her fans cheered her name. Eala gave her supporters plenty of reason to cheer, breaking her opponent twice in quick succession to go 5-1 up before serving out the set to kickstart wild celebrations. As good as Eala was, Paolini was not helping herself, hitting 7 unforced errors in the opening set and letting her chin sink further into her chest as every error was greeted with cheers. "I think today I came out on fire," said Eala. "She's a great opponent, obviously being top 10. To be able to compete with her at this level is a great achievement for me. She is an incredible fighter, to be sure, but I was very focused and I was able to maintain that throughout the whole match. Every time the opportunity arose, I tried my best to be brave and go for my ball." In the second set, with Eala 5-3 up, a comfortable straight set win looked certain. Yet a wobble saw the Filipina fail to convert 3 match points in the 9th game before failing to serve out the match in the 10th. Paolini, buoyed and ready for battle, rallied to take the match to 6-5 and even twice had the chance to force a third set, but also failed to capitalize. In the resultant tiebreak, Eala upped her level once more to close it out and secure a monumental career win. Cue raucous celebrations both inside the 5,000-capacity stadium and outside in the tennis village, where hordes of Filipinos had congregated to watch on beanbags surrounded with Philippines flags and signs reading, "Laban Alex. Fight Alex," and "Let's go Alex." "I looked up and there were Filipinos for days," Eala said, smiling. "It's really such a blessing to be able to play in these sorts of atmospheres. I am really privileged and thankful that I'm able to introduce this new sporting world, women's tennis, to a new demographic. I think they're really enjoying it and I hope it will inspire young girls and women of all ages to take up sports." Eala will return to center court on Wednesday when she faces Cersti, who earlier in the day beat Linda Noskova 6-1, 6-4. "She's a very experienced player and physically very fit," said Eala of the Romanian. "I'm excited. Everybody at this stage really wants to continue and I'm not an exception to that." Earlier in the evening on the same court, Australian Open champion Elena Rybakina looked perfectly at ease as she quickly saw off Australian qualifier Kimberly Birrell. Racing to a 5-0 lead inside 20 minutes, the Kazakh dropped just 1 point across the first 3 games and looked imperious as she closed out the opening set 6-1. "To return well is an important part of the game," said Rybakina. "Sometimes I have days when it is really working well for me and some days it is more difficult. It also depends a lot on the opponent. Where I have the best control is my serve because no one is playing to you, it's your pace." The number 1 seed this week following Aryna Sabalenka's much-publicized withdrawal on the eve of the tournament, Rybakina went on another 5-game winning run in the second set to open a 5-1 lead. Birrell, positioned more than 90 places below her in the WTA rankings, held serve in the 7th, but it never felt like anything more than prolonging the inevitable as 2-time Grand Slam winner Rybakina served for the match to win 6-1, 6-2. "I'm happy I stayed solid and won this in straight sets," the 2022 Wimbledon champion said. "I spend so much time in Dubai that it feels like home. A lot of people who work here, at this tournament, always say, 'Welcome back,' and 'Welcome home,' so it always feels nice." Rybakina's next opponent will be lucky loser Antonia Ruzic. 2-time Dubai winner Elena Svitolina also progressed to the last 16 and will now face Belinda Bencic, also on Wednesday. Ukrainian Svitolina, champion here in 2017 and 2018, moved through after Dubai-based Paula Badosa retired at the start of the second set, having lost the first 4-6. The desert air shimmered under the lights of the Dubai Tennis Championships, and for a moment it felt as if the city itself was holding its breath. Inside the vast arena at the Aviation Club Tennis Center, a wave of red, blue, and yellow flags fluttered in the stands. They were not the usual cluster of expatriates quietly cheering from a corner. They were loud, rhythmic, unstoppable. They had come in droves, from Dara, from Abu Dhabi, from Sharjah, from faraway Manila and Cebu, and they had come for one name: Alexandra Eala. At just 19, the Filipina left-hander stepped onto the court with the composure of someone who had learned to live with expectation. The stadium lights glinted off her racket strings as she bounced the ball. Across the net stood a seasoned opponent, ranked higher, more experienced, expected by many to move on without fuss. But expectations are fragile things in sport. They crack under pressure. And that night in Dubai, they shattered. A city of contrasts. Dubai is a city of superlatives: tallest, fastest, biggest. The skyline pierces the sky with audacity, and the tournament itself has long been a glittering stop on the professional circuit, welcoming champions and icons. Over the years, legends have graced these courts, their names etched into the tournament's storied history. But on this evening, the spotlight tilted toward something different. Something rising. The tournament announcer's voice boomed through the arena, introducing the young Filipina. A roar followed, raw, thunderous, almost football-like in its intensity. It startled even seasoned observers. The sound reverberated across the court, ricocheted off the steel beams, and wrapped itself around Alexandra like an embrace. She smiled, briefly. Then she narrowed her eyes. The first set, fire and nerves. The opening games were tight. Alexandra's opponent tested her backhand early, sending heavy cross-court shots to the young lefty's corner. The rallies stretched long, filled with sharp angles and sudden bursts forward. But every time Alexandra chased down a ball that seemed lost, the crowd erupted. Eala! 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 The chant rolled like a drumbeat. It wasn't merely support, it was propulsion. She broke serve first, threading a down-the-line backhand that kissed the sideline. The stadium exploded. A small group of Filipino fans in the upper tier waved a massive flag that unfurled like a sail in the wind. The energy shifted palpably. Her opponent, momentarily stunned, double-faulted on break point in the next game. Alexandra clenched her fist. The first set was hers. A story bigger than a match. To understand that roar in Dubai, one had to understand what Alexandra represented. In a sport historically dominated by powerhouses with deep infrastructure and long traditions, the Philippines had rarely been in this spotlight. Yet here stood a teenager carrying the aspirations.